every bunny. Today, as a bunny owner, I'm going to be answering Google's most searched questions. Okay, so let's get started. First question is, when do bunnies sleep? So bunnies sleep usually in the afternoon and in the middle of the night. This is because they are crepuscular, which means they're most active at twilight hours, which is dawn and dusk. When do bunnies have babies? Wild rabbits usually nest anywhere from March to September, but house rabbits that are bred or end up pregnant can have babies any month of the year. Next question is, when do bunnies stop growing? Most medium-sized rabbits stop growing around 6 to 8 months. That's when they reach their full mature size. But a larger rabbit, such as a Flemish giant, may take up to 18 months to reach its full size. Right, when do bunnies mate? If you mean age-wise, at around 4 to 6 months, they can start mating and having babies. If you mean calendar-wise, it can be anywhere from January to August, depending on how warm it is during that time of year. Okay, when do bunnies shed? At around 5 months, they lose their baby coat and they start growing in their adult coat. So they'll have a big molt. Then after that, they will shed twice a year, usually. Once in the spring and once in the fall. When do bunnies' eyes open? So baby bunnies will open their eyes about 10 days after they're born. When do bunnies die? So a house rabbit can live up to 10 years or longer if taken care of properly. A rabbit that is a pet and lives outside usually only lives a couple of years. Okay, when do bunnies come out? Like we talked about with the first question, bunnies are crepuscular, which means they're most active at dawn or dusk. So you'll see wild rabbits come out either early in the morning or right around sunset. I actually have a wild rabbit that hangs out in my backyard. When do bunnies have their babies? Wild rabbits nest between March and September, so any time during those months is normal for having babies. If you're asking when they have their babies, like how long it takes, it's about a 31-day gestation period. Right, and when do bunnies get fur? Usually around 7 days old, they'll start getting fur. By 12 days old, they'll have a thick layer of nice fluffy floof. Okay. Where do bunnies live? My bunny lives in my guest room in my house. Wild bunnies can live in the woods or forest, grasslands, wetlands, even deserts. Some people keep their rabbits outside. I prefer to keep my rabbit inside in my guest room. That is her room, clearly. Where do bunnies sleep? Juni sleeps in the guest room. That is her room. She has a crate that has a litter box and a blanket in it. I don't shut the door, but that is her hidey hole. Wild rabbits sleep in tunnels that they dig under the ground called warrens. That's where they sleep. Where do bunnies go in the winter? Bunnies do not migrate during the winter like birds would. They dig underground in the warrens that they sleep in, and that's kind of where they take shelter from the colder temperatures. Because there's not a lot of vegetation during winter, they're more scavenging for whatever they can find on the ground, but they don't go anywhere. And as for house rabbits, I hope my bunny doesn't go anywhere in winter. She should be right where I left her. In the guest room, where she lives. Where do bunnies come from? The rabbits that are today's domesticated pets actually originated from Europe and are descendants of the European rabbits. Where do bunnies like to be pet? Juni likes to be pet on the top of her head and her ears. Most bunnies like to be pet there. Domesticated bunnies anyway. I really wouldn't advise trying to pet a wild rabbit. That could go really wrong. Yeah, so usually around the ears, the face, the cheeks, the top of the head, the nose. Where do bunnies poop? Juni should be pooping in her litter box. Does she do that? Not always. So, so you can train your bunny to poop in a litter box. Doesn't mean that every little poop pellet is gonna make it in there, but for the majority, they poop in their litter boxes. Otherwise, they poop wherever they want. Where do bunnies live in the wild? They live in tunnels that they dig called warrens. Where do bunnies originate from? Europe. Domesticated bunnies anyway. Every part of the world except for Antarctica does have bunnies though. They are different breeds because they are from different continents, different living environments, different habitats. But domesticated bunnies originated from Europe. Where do bunnies hibernate?
Bunnies don't hibernate.
Where do bunnies like to sleep? Juni likes to sleep on the air vent. Don't know why. That's just my bunny. In the wild, they sleep in their burrows or warrens. For the most part, rabbits like to find something to kind of hide under, to be sheltered just a little, like maybe a box or hide under a table. Okay. Next. Why do bunnies bite? That is a very good question. Juni, why do you bite? So a lot of the times when Juni bites, it's usually because she's overexcited about food and she doesn't really mean to bite. She's just really excited. So that being said, there are other reasons that bunnies bite. One being they're scared, and they usually will warn you by lunging a few times or growling or honking. Don't know why it's called honking. It definitely sounds like a growl. Anyways, yeah, they usually bite because they're intimidated, they're scared, they want whatever is upsetting them to go away. But yeah, Juni just bites and scratches and bites. Why do bunnies dig? In the wild, bunnies dig to build their homes, burrows, or warrens. So domestic bunnies still have that feeling of needing to dig because of that. Sometimes if they're digging at the bed or a couch, they're trying to kind of like fluff it, or they might be preparing to pee, which is usually the first sign that Juni's going to pee on something is when she digs at it. Anyways, I digress. They dig because it is their natural instinct to build their home by digging. Why do bunnies lick? So bunnies actually lick to show affection. It is just like doggy kisses. Bunnies lick you to show that they love you, or little bunny kisses. little bunny licks are bunny kisses. And if you're asking why they lick themselves, they're grooming themselves. Bunnies don't need to be bathed like a dog. They clean themselves by licking themselves, but yeah. Why do bunnies shake? Sometimes a rabbit will shake if it is overheated because it's kind of panting. That's definitely something to watch out for. They normally shake because they're breathing really heavy and really fast. Why do bunnies grunt? Bunnies grunt sometimes because they're being territorial. They may be scared of something, or they don't like something that is within their enclosure or within something that they think is their territory. So they will lunge, grunt, or growl, and even bite. Why do bunnies have red eyes? Not all bunnies have red eyes. I think this is referring to the white bunnies that have red eyes, which is actually because they are albino. And albinism is a condition where there is no pigment in the skin, hair, eyes. There's just no pigment, no melanin. Albinism is actually found in almost every species, including humans. So yeah, not all bunnies have red eyes, but if you do see a bunny with red eyes, that means that they have some albino characteristics, if not full-on albinism. Why do bunnies binky? Bunnies binky because they're happy. It's kind of like jumping up in the air and clicking your heels together. So yeah, they binky, which is kind of like a jump and a twist. And that's to show that they're really happy or really excited. Why do bunnies flop? Because they're very happy. They're very content. They just fall right over, ready to take a nap. Why do bunnies hop? Bunnies hop because they usually land on their front legs while their back legs are springing them forward. It's just the way that they're designed. Why do bunnies stomp? So I think this is referring to the infamous thump. And so bunnies thump or stomp when they are not happy. They don't like something, they're scared of something, usually a noise, a smell. They're not getting enough attention, they want to be petted, they want to be fed. It's usually just a sign that something's up and they want to let you know about it. Okay, that was it. That was the last one. Let's get Juni. And why are you mad at the bed? Why do you dig? Why are you digging? Are you building yourself a house? Why are you angry? Right, up. Good job. Thank you so much for watching our videos. If you like this kind of content, be sure to give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.